sell out. Wait, there, that's how you're gonna capture the light on this one. Could you
Is that on my shirt or is that on the screen? See that bug?
You know what this, do you realize what it looks like to everybody out there? It looks like you're just like this. Oh, oh, ah. Like,
we're outside, so
we're
outside. So there are
and
like
it's beautiful.
creatures and things like flying around here. So we're just enjoying that. We have a squirrel that lives here that runs around and jumps on people.
He's not awake yet.
I know.
He's not. We don't want him to wake up and jump on our head.
You think we're joking? There's a real squirrel that like runs back and forth and like looks like he's gonna pounce on us at any time. Anyway, he's a good time.
It's Monday and he's got a case of the Monday.
We need to name him. Anyway,
you know what? If you would email us and give us suggestions for the name for the squirrel, I think that would be fantastic. Or Facebook.
He's our patio squirrel.
Patio squirrel. I love it. All right. Well, you know some people who did write in because it's a Customer Appreciation Month. We had a lot of people who emailed in, Facebooked in, and nominated their favorite charity, and this is the one that won today. So today's charity was chosen by Gertrude Trudy Zaha, who nominated Literacy Collection of Elgin, Illinois, who helps adults reach their literacy goals.
Yeah, she chose them after her realization that reading empowers people to become an asset to their community. So that's why she picked it. She told us watching an adult learning to read so they can be involved in their children's homework brings a smile to my face. So very good. See, you're never too old to learn how to read.
No.
Anyway, it's called Literacy Connection. It gives adults that one-on-one volunteer tutoring, and thanks to Trudy, they're going to be receiving $1,000.
I love it.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah,
$1,000 bucks. That's
HSN Cares.
a lot of reading going on.
A lot of reading. You can search HSN Cares on hsn.com to learn about all of the charities that we've been giving away. $1,000 every single day in the month of April. So check that out. Now we got to talk about our best value of the day because people are probably wondering why you're looking around for a squirrel and I'm carrying beautiful jewelry.
Well, and it is absolutely beautiful. Jay King is the star of the day, and boy, he always brings the most beautiful stuff. And this is our multi-station chain necklace, and we have it in 3 different stones, but it's beautiful. I personally like that blue lapis. I think that's gorgeous. Of course, lapis lazuli, that's from Afghanistan, and you know that brilliant blue, and it has little flecks of gold in it. It's gorgeous. When I look at that, I always think of the ocean and like coral. Just reminds me of like looking from far away. And of course, you see the little stations of lapis. Also comes in
aquamarine from China, and this is the most popular. Yeah, it's kind of a cloudy blue, this beautiful.
It reminds me of like
milky blue.
Like ice, you know, like up at the North Pole or wherever that is. Is it North Pole? Yeah, South Pole too.
Right,
like blue ice. That's what it looks like.
Like blue ice. We also have Chilean turquoise as well, and of course, Jay King is known for his turquoise designs. Each one of these facets is hand faceted. You can see how you can layer it up, and one of the reasons that they're layering it up is not only is it under $100, but you'll save 10% off every additional today's special that you purchase with us today. So I do want to show you real quickly. This has a very special deal that Jay spent so much time doing. You just push this little button, and you can change this into whatever length you want, from a choker all the way up to 33 inches or 30 inches long. Look at that. All sterling silver, beautiful genuine gemstone. We want you to take advantage of that. I'm in love with the bracelets as well. All right, guys got some great outdoor goodies for us, right, Guy?
Yes, I do. Thank you, Shannon. And again, you know, we had a crazy busy show on Friday with our lawn and garden, so we've decided to pop one up here in the morning on Monday. And I'm telling you, now's the time. As you know, the weather is finally changing a little bit. I gauge it on what's going on in Vermont where I ski, and they have had a very, very long winter, but this week it's going to be in the 50s, and then it's going to get up in the 60s. The rain is coming. So it is getting to that point where it's time to start planting. And I will tell you, we had these, Carrie and I had these last week, the Fieldsmith set of 2 hanging baskets. People went crazy for them. Why? It's so easy to get the most beautiful look outside in your lawn and garden or patio, and you can do it yourself. Now I've got a 2-pack of these, so you can get 2 of the 10-inch. They're a little bit smaller, just depends on what you like. Or you can get 2 of the 15-inch. The colors that they come in, do you mind if I step over and I'll show everybody really quickly? So, thanks, Prince. So they come in terracotta, and when you order one, you get 2. Inside is a little hanger, so this just affixes itself to the basket, and then you get 2 in terracotta. If you'd like them in that, in this aquamarine color, we have them in that. We have them in white, and we have them in black. If you want the smaller size, they're a little cheaper to purchase. I think they're about 10 bucks less. Anyway, these, you know, because maybe you want a little bit of a smaller display, but you're going to get 2 of those as well. And basically what you do is you go to the garden center, you pick out your flowers, and well, I'll let Carrie Mobley tell you. And we had fun last week building these, didn't we?
Wonderful time. Yes.
They're a great project for you and your kids, or you and your husband or wife or partner, whatever.
Or
Lots
if
of
you're
fun.
sick and tired of having baskets that look like this. Here's the thing, we love hanging baskets because they're so easy. You don't have to have a ton of space.
Right.
But they dry out so quickly because they're lacking what my beautiful baskets have. And I'm just gonna show you. First of all, I want you to notice that with these mini baskets and with these larger ones, there is a hook and a chain, so you can either hang them up or you can put them on a tabletop.
Right.
And you can put 12 plants around the outside of it, and then of course you can fill up the top. But if we can get a little shot of the inside here, I want you to notice, Guy, we've got about a 1-inch trough in here where additional water is stored. So that's gonna give you some wiggle room, and I love that. Now, one of the other things that is absolutely unique to these baskets, I've never seen it anywhere else, are these little windows and doors. Now, this is going to allow us to plant and get 360 degrees of plants. These are the planters that they use at those beautiful high-end hotels in Key West. And so I just want to show you how easy it is. First of all, you can see here, I just started to kind of build it out a little bit. I just put some regular potting soil in there and kind of filled them in. And you're just going to go exactly like Guy said. You're going to go to the garden store. And I like to pick out my flowers like I pick out produce. What looks good today? What looks healthy? And then you're going to take the plant, and from the outside in, we're going to go from the outside in, and we're going to pop it right into place. And then you're going to take your little screen window, and you're going to pop this in.
And that locks it.
That locks it into place, and what that does is it's allowing a couple of things. First of all, it'll make sure that I am getting what a plant needs, which is oxygen. We have to make sure that our plants have oxygen in them. It's really important to get that air circulation. But also, because all of these roots, again, we're going to go from the outside in, all of these roots are going to be centrally located right in the center. When you water it, it's so much easier because just water right in the center and it'll all go down. But as I continue to build this, you're just going to see that it turns into such a spectacular show of all of these gorgeous flowers. And there's no wrong way to do it. I just love hanging baskets. I think they're special in whatever area that maybe you want that pop of color. And it's so easy to do. And again, it's totally unique. And
How much fun.
It is so fun. And exactly like you said, what a great way to teach your kids or grandkids about gardening and flowers.
And you get 360 degrees of color. And we're going to show you some samples and examples of what we've done in the past. What Carrie's showing you is the 2 smaller baskets. We're going to fill a large basket in just a sec, and we're going to show you how fast 2 people can do that, because it's really, really neat. But should we step back and show everybody?
Absolutely.
So this is some samples of the large and the small. Look at how big and full that is.
You can't even see what color it is anymore.
No, that is awesome.
And so again, you can see that we just mixed all kinds of textures and colors in here, lots of greenery. And again, this is the mini basket here. And I love the way that they just kind of drape out. I do get a lot of questions all the time. People are wanting to know, is this, do I have to worry about the soil coming out? Absolutely not. These roots are holding on so tightly. But this is the mini, and this is the mini, and then we have the ultimates on the end.
Look at this.
They're stunning. And as time goes on, Guy, and you continue to just keep them watered, they will continue to get bigger and thicker and richer all through the growing season.
This arrangement looks like it's a $100 arrangement, okay? And all you did is you bought, and you get 2 of these. So you're only basically paying $17 for the container. You buy your flowers, and you can buy them in flats like this, and we'll show you how to do that. And you can go through all the different arrangements. You can do tomatoes in here if you want to do the little hanging tomatoes.
Too, yes.
You can do an herb garden inside here, very, very simply. And I'm going to show everybody one more time, and then Carrie, let's switch over to the big one.
I'd love to, yes.
And we'll show the big one, but I want to walk you over and show you the colors again. So when you order, remember, you're going to get 2 baskets. So you either get 2 of the turquoise color, you get 2 of terracotta, and you'll get the chains, okay? You don't have to use the chain if you don't want to hang them, even though I think that's exactly what you should do. Hang them in the front of your house, or hang them if you have a little garden area in your house, if you have a little terrarium, whatever, or solarium, you can utilize that. So 2 are the white, 2 are the black, or then you get either the terracotta terracotta or the black there. So we've got one here. This is the large one, and Carrie has started it, and I just want to spin it to show you what she's done.
Isn't that adorable?
We've taken the panel out. And now
so
we're
again,
gonna pop in.
We're gonna go from the outside in. And you know, you are going to look like a professional. I love gardening. That's what I do for a living. And I absolutely love the fact that it's so easy. It's simple to do, but you get such a big impact. And again, you're gonna get that 360 degrees of color. I love when you do this with me.
I like to do it.
Because it's so easy to do.
Right. And remember, if they don't fit initially, just kind of break it down a little bit. That's what I do. Yep,
exactly.
And then just shove it in like I did, like that.
And I like to use some of the, especially around the bottom little windows, I like to do the trailing plants. Like, I've got a window right here.
Thank you, hon.
Because then they continue to drip and drape down. And all you have to do, guys, I promise you, is just give them some water. It's so fun. It's so easy. Just get some potting soil. And again, every single plant that you are seeing up here, these are not expensive plants. These are the same ones that you would get at any garden store. They're inexpensive. I mean, they're literally cents to buy. But such a big pow, a big bang of impact. And it just, people will stop and they'll say, where did you get this? Because it's so unique, 360 degrees.
Now we put some soil on top, and then to Carrie's point earlier, what's great about this too is you really just need to water it in the center because all the roots kind of all face the middle. So I'm just adding a little extra soil to load it up. And now we would probably add more in here, but I just want to show you kind of how it's developing.
Look at how gorgeous.
I'm gonna lift it up, and I want to show you, and I'll bring you to front so you can see. So this is just a start. Now what's going to happen is these are all going to start to flourish, and they're going to start to get bigger and bigger, and then they're going to start to cascade over the side to the point where you don't even see the hanger anymore. You just see this giant thing of color. Think about putting them on either side of an entryway to a door. If you want to hang them in your, you know, if you have a garden center, or if you have a little screen porch and you want to put them out there, all you need to do is that. Over 1,800 have already been spoken for. Remember, you get two.
Two of them.
Excuse me, you get two of these.
And so remember, so you're going to have about 10 plants that are going to go around the outside. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Actually, more like 12. And then on top, I just love mixing the different textures. You can even have some ferns in there. I love the fact that we have these draping down. Again, most of these are just annuals that will last you the entire season so long as you keep it watered. But because it has that trough in there, you're going to get that extra wiggle room, and so you're not going to get what we're all used to with hanging plants. They're so needy. This is so needy.
No, that's depressing.
This is depressing.
Look at that.
And check this out.
Awful.
This is what I got just while I was here with you guys in these, you know, few minutes. And again, it's gonna fill in. And I just shoved so much in there that you can't even see it.
Think about doing like an herb garden where you have like different herbs, or you could do tomatoes. You could do all that. We talked about it last time. Like you have your little salad just hanging out there in a box, and you can just pluck whatever it is you need off it. Or your herb garden, you can do it that easily.
And then it's
That's what makes it so great. Right.
Now, not only are you loving the fact that you've planted something and it's so special, but now you're cooking with what you gardened with, and there's no better sense of excitement and passion. And I promise you that this will get you into some serious gardening once you fall in love with these. And you get 2 of them.
It's fantastic, and you get 2 of them at a great price, by the way. $24.95 for the 10-inch, $34.95 if you want to get the larger. And what a great way! What a unique way to be able to show off your gardening skills and your flowers. In fact, like where Shannon is going to be right now is a great place that you can put one of those. She's over there on our patio. And Carrie, great job as always.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Happy gardening.
Yeah, let's check in with Shannon and see what's going on. Way over there on the porch.
Way over here, about, I don't know, a couple feet away. It's so beautiful. Of course, we all want to be outside, and we're celebrating spring by giving you up to 30% off all of your spring home essentials. All you do is go straight to hsn.com, search spring home to shop our customer picks, and it's not just for outdoor. It's things like Store Smith or origami, and you can narrow down your search by home, kitchen, or electronics if you're looking for specifics. It's all part of our spring home event, but it will not last forever. So head to hsn.com and start shopping all of our deals right now. And if you are in love with our today's special from J. King, this beautiful gemstone necklace that I am wearing, you're going to want to get all of our hosts' favorite jewelry because we've got a special event coming up. It's a host pick jewelry event. Take a listen.
I love Jewelry Host Pick. First of all, it's an entire day of celebrating jewelry. We get to pick from any brand we want. We get to work with some of our favorite people, and we get to help design collections. I had so much fun putting my Jewelry Host Pick show together. A beautiful piece of jewelry is the easiest way to transform the way you feel and the way you present yourself to the world.
Starts Friday at midnight, and shop the whole collection now at hsn.com.
Now we are coming to the part of the show. I'm telling you, I love when Michael Perry is here because, first of all, it always smells so nice everywhere because he brings all these beautiful flowers in, but it also gives you the opportunity to get your hands on some really unique stuff, all curated from the wonderful folks at Meadow Valley, which Michael talks about. This is our Lily of the Valley. We had a similar one like this last week that sold out very, very quickly in pink. We brought this back, $24.95, of course, to Michael Perry here. Good to see you, my friend.
How's it going, man?
Oh, dude, I gotta tell you, and I think I told you last time, my dad used to have Lily of Valley and lilac all in his garden, and the neighborhood smelled so wonderful. Those of you that know Lily of the Valley know that it's got that exquisite sort of classic fragrance. But anyway, we're gonna give you 6 of the field-grown plants ready to go, depending on where you live. We'll ship them out when they're ready to go. Nothing can beat these, and I love these, like, and you told me, like, as a ground cover or
Absolutely.
as a border, right?
It's a classic English flower, and it's got that quintessential fragrance. It smells better than any fragrant candle, any potpourri. It is absolutely glorious, and it's easy to grow as well. In all states, it grows well in sun, partial shade, and in difficult areas and odd soils as well. So if you've got a dry soil or a moist soil, you know, difficult soils with like grit. Bad draining
clay,
soils.
things like
all
that,
of those weird areas, and maybe narrow borders is great for ground cover beneath trees, shrubs, and it's super easy to grow. You can even grow it in containers on the patio or the terrace and have that fragrance where you can enjoy it.
It's so beautiful.
It's glorious.
And to get 6 of these at only $24.95, and you know, and Michael and Meadow Valley, they oversee all the production of these wonderful plants, and they're delivered to you in a timely fashion. We'll go through all that because a lot of people have issues as to when will these come, because you know, in some places there's still some snow on the ground. But what's so wonderful of how Meadow Valley works is they're not even going to ship them until they know where you live, and they'll know exactly the right time to
Absolutely.
ship them.
Everything's sent to you at the right time for planting, wherever you live in the States. So if you're a little bit more in the south, you'll get yours sooner than the people in the north. And everything is sent to you dormant as well. So everything is lifted in Holland from the nurseries and then sent to you while it's dormant, while it's asleep, and it establishes in your garden in the very best way.
And this map shows that, right? This shows, you'll see the different zones where you live. That's how you know when your plants will arrive. You don't need to know it, we know it. And Meadow Valley knows it. So they're gonna ship them to the appropriate areas at the right time. And then once you get them, you know it's time to plant.
Absolutely, so we've done all the planning for you. We've even given you the instructions of where to plant those plants, when they're gonna bloom as well, the distance. We're making everything easy for you. You don't have to write this down at the moment though, because we're gonna send full instructions, step-by-step instructions with every order. So when you receive your plants in the box, you'll have those instructions as well. And this is one of the best plants for beginners to start with.
Can't make a mistake, right? And that's what's so wonderful. You know, when Meadow Valley and Michael got together and they put all this stuff together, that was one of the things. It's like, listen, we understand not everybody's going to have the green thumb, not everybody is going to have the knowledge. So why don't we make it so simple that anybody can do it? And I love the selection of the different types of plants that you see here. These are not things you're going to find at the everyday garden store.
Absolutely. So this is Lily of the Valley. It's classic. These are flowering size plants as well. So these These are sent to you while they're dormant, and that is one of the best ways to buy your plants, because basically you're not paying for the container, the dirt. You know, you go along to the store, you're not sure if they're going to have them in stock. This is a way to have the plants delivered direct to your door, pretty much directly from Holland. So these are grown in Holland by some of the best growers in the world, where the soil is extremely rich, easy to grow high quality plants in. And these plants are dormant, so they're sent to you while they're asleep.
Okay.
So that is the best time to establish them in your own garden. So these are almost direct from the nurseryman. This is the raw material, so you're not paying for the pot, the dirt, everything you don't need. You're getting that raw material almost direct from the grower of some of the best plants that are available. And this is the classic lily of the valley, with that fragrance, with that gorgeous fall color as well. So in the fall, the leaves turn this lovely luscious orangey red colors. You've got red berries as well. So it's not just in the spring when you've got the bloom. So this is a plant for all seasons. And it's low growing as well. It multiplies very quickly.
Gives you
so
a
it's
lot
great
of
for beneath
character.
Well, yeah, it's great for beneath trees, shrubs, all those difficult areas. Sometimes beneath shrubs, we've got bare ground. You know, cover that with this. This is ground cover. This is a carpeting plant that will give you that color, that pristine white color and fragrance as well.
Fragrance is amazing.
It's classics, and it's an English feel for your garden
I
too.
know, it's beautiful, and we are inside a minute if you want to get it. Very limited, only 600 of these to go around. We are always limited when Michael gets here because they take the best of the best. Not everything will do, so you really get a great selection. By the way, a lot of people ask and wonder about our warranty. So, and obviously, you know, our success with this category is based on yours. We want you to be happy, so you get 1 year on all your perennials. You get 90 days for the annuals. Your plants are being completely replaced with the same or comparable at no charge if you have any issues, because, you know, they're a growing thing. You know, nothing is 100%. You hope every single thing will grow, but it's very important that you get that that support, and that's what we do, and that's why we say for you to buy from us. You know, all these are hand-picked. They're all curated from Meadow Valley. The plants are going to be shipped to you at the perfect time for planting, so there's no guesswork. And then, of course, the warranties are included, and to plant all the instructions. Okay, so I was telling Michael that years back, I had a friend out in Tennessee that had a fig plant, and I spent a lot of time out there because she didn't like figs. So, and I absolutely, it was like, until I made them like in a salad, she's like, oh my gosh, those are amazing. Because I like them raw, not cooked, you know, and you can have them anyway. But anyway, this is a fig tree that's coming up, and it's that brown turkey, which I've heard is probably the best one.
It's the hardiest, the easiest type of fig to grow in all states of the US, and you can grow it in a container, or you can grow it in the border, you can grow it against the wall as well, and it's not only beautiful and architectural, but you're getting those crops of delicious, vitamin-rich
I gotta get that.
figs.
Yeah. And by the way, that's coming up a little bit later in the show. We wanted to give you a sneak peek, and we only have a handful of those, so if you've always wanted a fig tree, grab it. Hey, by the way, we have extra flex on everything with your HSN credit card, so make sure you check that out a little bit later. That's going on all month long. Okay, so we're going to move into our next, and so we're done with Lily of the Valley. Let's talk about the fragrant gladiolus, because we had this on one time before, sold out completely.
Yeah,
the array of this is amazing. The color is spectacular. The bulbs that you're going to get are amazing, and these are a unique sort of a hybrid bulb, right?
So this is your opportunity to grow a rainbow garden this summer. This is giving you some of the best colored gladioli. They're self-supporting as well, so they're only 2 feet tall. They don't need any staking, any special care. These are ideal for beginners, anybody that wants to attract bees, butterflies, hummingbirds to their garden. The colors are phenomenal. There's not just solid colors, but bicolors and striped ones as well. Those spikes are incredible. They're great as a cut flower for indoors. You've got 50 bulbs in the pack, so you've got enough for a lovely patch in the garden, maybe some in a container, maybe share some with a friend. Cut some of those blooms for indoors, enjoy some of those in the garden as well. The best thing though, they're flowering size bulbs, so you can be guaranteed to get flowers this year. When you go along to the superstore or the DIY store, you cannot be sure that the bulbs you see there are flowering size, but we guarantee that these will flower in the first season, and these are perennial as well. So they're going to come back every year. So that display that you're going to experience this year, you're going to have that for seasons to come. So these are perennial bulbs, which is amazing.
Yeah, and the price is ridiculous because it's only $24.95 and you get 50 of these. So that, as you said, that's really going to make a statement in your garden right away. You don't have to buy, 18 sets of them or buy them all piecemeal. We give you a great starter. This gives you a little bit of use and care. These are full to part sun. So, at least 6 hours to get them. And then if we put the map up, it shows exactly where they will flourish for you and the time of year they will. But Michael brings up a good point with these. I love the size of these because they're not going to topple over and bend over and break because of the 2-foot size. As some of the gladiolas we know, they need to be supported. They're difficult to manage.
No, they're self-supporting. And one of the best things about gladioli are you don't need to make any space for them in your garden because basically that corm bulb is ready to be planted, and when it has the flower on, it's going to be about 2 feet tall, but it's not going to be very wide. So you can plant this into any space in your border. So maybe you've got some gaps between your trees, your shrubs, your existing plants, or maybe you're thinking you haven't got space for any more plants. Well, actually, with a gladioli, you've got space to drop these in lots of different areas of the border, and you drop them into the soil now, and you'll have those flowers in the summer. They take minimum care. They barely need any water because all of that goodness, the nutrients, everything the bulb needs is already stored inside this bulb. So no special requirements. They're easy to plant as well. You can plant them literally in 2 seconds. So you'll plant them into the border or into patio containers, and you're going to plant them 2 inches deep. But remember, you're going to have full instructions sent with every order in the box. So step-by-step instructions to hold your hand every step of the way. So it will be like
what's so nice about
I'm gardening with you.
So nice, like a flower about a flower garden. You don't have to worry about going crazy with any of this stuff. The work is most of the work has been done ahead of time. It's creating the bulb, it's creating the roots and all that, and getting that established in a way that so that when they when they are shocked and removed from their environment, they're going to regrow and they're going to be great in your environment. And the way we take all that guesswork out is by knowing exactly when to send them out to you, and we give you a great variety. And things I really love about what Michael brings is it's not like everything else you see in the market. So if you want, these are like little spears of color. If you want those to sort of shoot out through your garden, you can spread them out if you want, or you can create one section. This gives you an idea of how they grow. You want to have a garden that looks like, like when you see pictures in real estate magazines and you see these fancy houses and there's been a professional gardener working there.
Absolutely.
You can get that look.
Yeah, you do not need to be a professional. And maybe you've seen these in the florist before and you've wished that you could grow your own. Well, you can. It's super simple. Flowering size bulbs, some of the best colors available, solid colors, bicolors, striped as well. Color. You're getting a gentle fragrance from the blooms too. Right. Excellent as cut flowers. They're going to attract bees, butterflies and hummingbirds to the garden. You can grow them in any state as well. And they're perennial, so they're going to come back every year. So everything we're telling you now is applying for 10 years or more, which is a real investment. So if you think the $24.95 seems a bit much for 1 year, it's not just for 1 year.
Forever.
If it's for 10 years, then that's just $2 per year.
And I like that because, exactly. And you do a little bit of the work now, and then you get to enjoy that and reap the benefits of that every single season. And you'll actually look forward to them coming up. And once they're established, like with everything else, they'll come up when they know it's time to come up. You don't have to worry about guessing what time to plant because you've already planted. And those bulbs will know based on weather and warming conditions when it's time to start coming out of the ground. And you don't have to do anything else. I love the fact that you've got when we create the garden landscape, when Michael does it, he gives you different, forms, different sort of texture. This is the one, like I said, I like using the word spears because they kind of shoot up and they, as they're reaching for the sun, and they'll come up there and you'll just look in a garden and you'll see all kinds of, wonderful texture and color, and then these guys coming up.
Well, because they're going upwards, they don't need much space.
Yeah, right?
Either.
They're not like a shrub or a bush.
If you're in an urban garden, a smaller garden, maybe you've only got a balcony or a terrace, then you've got space for these because they're going upwards like skyscrapers. Or, of course, you can dot them amongst your existing garden. So even if you've got a border that's got some bare patches, then plant some gladioli in there. You've seen how easy it is to plant them. Literally, 2 minutes of planting for 2 months of
You're
color.
done. Yeah.
Could not be easier.
All right. I know we only have about a minute left on these. I have 400 left. So if you want to get them, as we said, we only bring in, 500, 600, 700 at the most of any of these plants. It's hard to get them. These come from the Netherlands and these beautiful growing areas. And we can only get so much. And remember, when you do order, you do have our warranty. So it's a year on perennials, and then it's 3 months, 90 days on your annuals. So you'll know in plenty of time that you got a great result for your purchase. If not, they're going to be replaced. So don't worry about that. I don't know if any garden store where I could go in 8 months after I planted my perennials and be like, hey, they didn't grow. And they're going to be like, what? Who are you? So at least, here, we're going to stand behind it. Hey, coming up a little bit later on Friday of last week, I brought out the Earth Box, and people went crazy for it. Why? It's the best way to guarantee that you will get a great growing season out of your plants or fruits or vegetables. Why? Just like a farmer that knows how to control their environment, you have a controlled environment in here. You put the soil in, they give you the fertilizer, the dolomite, they give you all the instructions, and then you cover it. There's some of the fertilizer, and you mix that in, and then you put the dolomite down before you put in your plants. And I'm telling you, it's guaranteed results. You put them in, you put a cover over it. After you put that down, there's the dolomite, a little cover, a bit of soil, and then you pack it all in, right? And then you put the bag on top and you cut little holes in it, and then you feed your plants through. Helps to keep the insects out, helps to control the watering, all the things that a farmer does, because a farmer can't afford to have a bad growing season. So you become your own little farmer. We'll talk about how that works a little bit later when Pete comes out, but we're continuing with Michael. I have not, this first time I've done the succulent collection with you. These have been all the rage. Everybody loves these. I think in part because, first of all, you can use, they're great indoors as well as outdoors.
You can forget to water them. That's the best.
Yeah, because they suck up all the water forever because they're like a cactus. That's what a succulent is, basically.
They're storing the water,
right?
So this is one of the easiest plants you can grow. So if you're a beginner or you've just never touched a plant before and you feel you've got that black thumb, then this is the plant for you because it will thrive on neglect. It really needs minimal water because you'll see that these plants are storing the water. As Guy says, much like a cactus, succulents will store the water that they need within their fleshy foliage. So they're one of the easiest to grow plants for ground cover, for drought gardens, for rockeries, for borders outside, but also containers. But of course, succulents, if you're into Instagram, you'll see that succulents are one of the most trendy houseplants right now. So we're offering you a selection of 3 different varieties. It's an easy plant to grow, needs barely any water, and they're going to last for many, many years as well. So I want to show you what we've got in the collection. So we've got a whole range of sedums, crassulas, and echeveria, and here is the selection of what you will receive. So what you're receiving is rooted plants.
Look at this.
Which are ready to plant. So you're not getting one that you've got to root yourself at home. You're getting a fully grown plant, which is ready to then pot on to put on the windowsill or to plant into containers outside. So if you're living in the South or in California, you're probably going to plant these outdoors, maybe into a border or maybe into a mixed container that you've seen here. Or if you're somewhere more in the North, you're going to grow these on as houseplants, as you see here.
Yeah, and they're beautiful as that, right?
Absolutely. So this is what you're going to receive. You're going to receive 6 plants in a tray. So you're getting 3 different varieties in your pack. So they're going to be sent to your door like this. So again, you're not paying for all that excess container, that excess dirt. So again, we're sending you that raw product to you at home. And what you're getting are 3 different varieties. So I'm going to go back to the pots here to show you those varieties. The first one to show you is an echeveria. Now this is one of the darkest echeveria out there. You'll see it's almost black. Now, black flowers, black foliage is always very much in demand, and you're getting 2 of those in the collection. So that is your dark echeveria with red flowers as well. Imagine those red flowers in the depths of summer. So that is echeveria. This next one is a crassula called campfire. And this is a color-changing plant. This will open up green at the beginning of the season, and then by fall, it will be almost in the summer, it turns through orange and then to red. So that is your crassula, and you're getting 2 of those. And then the last one is a sedum called Nussbarianum, and that one is going to grow almost 3 feet as well, and that is the one that you can grow indoors and outdoors. So this collection is for indoor and outdoor, which is amazing.
Michael.
Hi.
To come out.
Nice to see you.
And good to see you too.
You want to grow some succulents?
You know what I want? I want to ignore some succulents and have them grow themselves.
They'll love it.
That's about my speed. I like the goof-proof gardening. I can grow kids.
Goof-proof.
I can't really grow plants so much, so I like that it takes zero skill. That's my level is zero.
Because you still want things that grow in your house,
Well, of
other than those kids that keep growing.
That's right. And they don't need as much pizza, for sure, these succulents. You know, I'm from LA, and people do their entire yards and succulents.
I've been around Venice, and I'm so jealous when I see that, because in UK we can't do that. But you guys are lucky you can do that. Even in the summer, you can have these outdoors in cooler regions too, and mix them up. We've made a really contemporary look here, or you can run with terracotta, have a more traditional look. But remember, this isn't going to need hardly any water. So if you're someone that goes away for a lot of long weekends, or you're busy working in the week, this is the plant that's going to look after itself.
I love it. And these little guys turn into the big ones.
Absolutely. So what you're going to receive is the raw material here. So you're going to receive 6 plants, all individually labelled, so you're getting 3 different varieties, and you can either pot those on into pots as you see here, or you can plant them into your mixed containers. So you're getting 3 of the most exciting succulents with different colours, different textures. They're going to give you flowers as well. So with the sedum, it's going to give you small fragrant flowers in the summer. The echeveria is going to give you dark red flowers, so they're always going to change. They're colour-changing plants, which is really exciting and interesting.
I like that. You don't have to replant in order to get something exciting. I was wondering, because I haven't ventured into the world of gardening in Florida yet, how do they come? Like they come like this, but how do you make sure that it doesn't, you know, like flip over or something? You know what I mean?
We're
how
sending
do
everything.
ship?
Yeah, very strong shipping, so there'll be various pieces of packaging in the container that make sure that these are kept upright. But succulents are one of the easiest plants to send through mail order because they're so tough and succulent anyway. So you're going to have everything in this fully labelled with full instructions too, and then you'll be able to pop those on and have those plants on your windowsill.
They carry their own water wherever they go, which is kind of nice. It's like the cactus. It's like when I lived out in Arizona for so many years, you know, we had saguaros out there. It's like nobody waters their cactus. You don't have to, because, you know, they thrive out there because they hold the rain. These are the same. What I also love about the succulent collection is texturally, they're so unique to look at. I mean, when you feel them, they almost feel like real skin. They're really unique when you touch them.
They're really.
They have a thickness to them that's just really unique. And if you want something that you can, like, if you have a rock garden, oh my gosh, you have to have these in a rock garden.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, they're so popular, of course, right now. If a plant can be in, succulents are definitely in. They're like the fashionable plant of the moment.
They're all over Instagram, Twitter. They're just Pinterest.
You know what I've seen that I think is so funny? Fake succulents.
Oh,
because why?
Yeah.
Right? Why are you going to do fake succulents
because they're so easy?
When they're literally so easy.
Totally.
So get the real thing. They're absolutely like goof-proof. To me, that's the way to go.
All right, we're going to move on to the fig tree.
Yeah.
Did you hear my story about, you don't remember my old friend from Tennessee?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Well, anyway, it's an ex-girlfriend, but anyway, one of the greatest things about going to, one of the greatest things about visiting her, she had a fig tree in the backyard.
Really?
And nobody ate figs. And I'm like, are you guys crazy? Because, you know, I'm a restaurant foodie guy. And they were turkey figs. Because I remember she said, oh, that's my grandmother's turkey fig tree. You know, I'm like, do you have any idea what gold you have out there?
Yeah.
And when you go out and you get them and they're ripe and you pull them off the tree and you use them in a salad or whatever, they are unbelievable. I would do them with like gorgonzola and balsamic vinegar, and I would toss them.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, anyway, so you have an opportunity to get a brown turkey fig tree. And Michael told me ahead of time that this is, if you're going to try to grow a fig tree, this is the one you want to get.
Absolutely. Brown turkey is one of the hardiest, easiest to grow, easiest to establish, and look at what you're receiving.
Do you get this?
You do.
You get a tree already?
It's as tall as all of us.
That's really cool.
So this is what you will receive.
I just want to see my mail guy deliver this.
Because how long does it take for it to grow to this size? Like if you were to get it...
This plant is going to be perhaps 2 or 3 seasons old.
Wow.
But remember, again, like with all the plants we offer here, these are grown in Holland. So these are grown in some of the very best soils in the world in order to grow the best, strongest plants for you in your garden in the States. And again, this plant is being sent while it's dormant. So you're not paying for all the dirt, the container. This is being sent to you while it's asleep. So that's one of the best times to lift it from the nursery and send it to you at home. And of course, it's going to be delivered to your door. So you're not going to get any dirt in your car. It's going to be super simple.
We like
and this
that.
is then ready to plant up. And you can plant it into containers, as you can see here. It's an extremely beautiful and architectural plant, even before it gives you any fruit. Or you can grow it against a wall, and it will enjoy being grown against a wall because not only will it cover the wall, you know, you can have unsightly walls and fences, but that's the best place for the plant to fruit as well because it will be a little bit warmer. So these are going to go in full or part sun, and they're going to give you those fruits from mid-summer to fall, and sometimes they even give you a small crop in the spring as well if you're in a warmer region.
All right.
So they're going to grow to about 10 feet too, so you're going to need a little bit of space for these, but remember you can grow them against the wall and train them into different shapes, or have them freestanding as maybe a specimen tree in the garden, in the center of the lawn, or in a container.
You know what I love too is you know, they're pretty tolerant with sunlight, because I know the one that was at that house, there was big giant trees all the way around it. This was just sort of in the backyard and got sun perhaps half the day. But still, it was thriving out there.
When you see them in the Mediterranean, they're growing out of the side of houses, on the roadside. They really need minimal care. They're drought tolerant. And of course, this is brown turkey, which is one of the best ones for fruiting in the US, in almost every state. Grow in the container, in the border, but of course that fruit is so good for you as well. It's full of vitamins, full of fiber too. So you can use it in a savory manner, in a sweet manner, and that flavor is a real gorgeous flavor, which is a mixture of sweetness and nuttiness, and that kind of hazelnut flavor comes from the seeds that are inside the fig. So the flesh is giving you the sweetness, and the seeds are giving you that nutty flavor. So that kind of explains that really unique flavor that you get with a fig.
That's why it's perfect on those very, you know, gourmet appetizer plates where it's cheeses and a few little nuts and then the figs. I'm trying the cheese.
And these are the ones that we have, obviously, because they're not in season right now. We have these are dried figs that you can see in the supermarket, which are the most common dry figs out there are the wild turkey figs. I see them, or the turkey figs, because I see them in Publix all the time here, and they're delicious. But when you get one that's fresh, that's like you'll see in the picture.
They're not. They're not sticky like
they're soft.
dry.
You cut them open, and they're not sugary sweet, but they have this sweetness that's like honey. It's different, you know what I mean? And I agree, the nuttiness from all the seeds, but one of the good things, you know, there's a lot of fruits that you eat that are full of calories and full of sugar. This fruit, because it has fiber in it, it's actually really, really good for you. You can make things out of it. It's great in salads. You can cook them. You can make, like, fig jam is amazing, and you can make that. So it gives you can really do a lot with it.
Yeah, you can do a lot with it.
Good for you.
So they get to 10 to 25 feet tall. Will they get that tall in a pot like this, or do you have to plant them in the ground?
In a container, they're going to stay a little bit smaller, but you can always train these so you can keep them in the space that you've got available. You can even grow them on a wall in a kind of espalier, a fan shape as well. So you can really play with how you use this architecturally, because remember, it looks great even before you've got any fruit, because you've got those traditional fig leaves as well. Which is so pretty. And of course, remember, this is such a resilient plant. This is drought tolerant. It will grow in a range of different soils. If you think about where this grows naturally, it's in the Mediterranean, just in scrubland on the side of the road, just in odd areas in Greek villages. And of course, they give you some of the best fruit. So this isn't a fruit plant that need lots and lots of special care, special treatment. It's very easy to grow. And we've selected the brown turkey variety, which is the hardiest, most adaptable variety for all states in the US as well. So we're making it even easier for you.
Look at those big, gorgeous purple figs. If you just want a beautiful tree to give you that gorgeous year-round look, this is a good one to have if you are like me and you can't really grow anything. I did grow a fig tree in California, so I know I can grow. I know I can grow fig trees. That's one thing that I can grow because they don't really need a lot of care. When we were looking at the map, can we put the map up again about where we can plant these, because we've got pretty bad soil here in Florida, and I noticed that we can actually grow it. We can actually grow them here
so this
as well,
is
it looks like.
Well, this is an incredibly adaptable plant, and what the map here is showing you is when we're going to send that product to you.
Oh, shipping.
So this applies to all the products we're offering you through Meadow Valley. So in the warmer states, we're going to send those sooner. And if you're somewhere up in the north, then we're going to send those a little bit later. So what we don't want to do is send you a plant when it's not ready to plant outside.
Oh, so
because in some of the northern regions, you're going to have snow on the ground, it's going to be icy conditions. So this is the way that we help you to get the best out of your plants. So we really are holding your hand every step of the way. And of course, we've got the information that you see here, which is also duplicated in the package you'll receive in the mail.
I love that.
And this is going to be a big package.
So we don't have to get it right, exactly. So we don't have to get it and wonder when to plant it. As soon as you get it,
all
it's
the information is there for you, and everything is sent at the right time.
But don't wait until, you know, May to order them, because we've got our spring, sort of our spring preparation outdoors right now. I don't think you're even here through May. We don't usually have, we usually have plants and things. So when you order it right now, you'll be guaranteed to get yours. It'll be guaranteed to come right when you need it, right when you're gonna plant it. $16.65. It'll be paid off by the time it gets there. And look at how beautiful this is for you. Real figs. It's just, it's something to really add to your decor. I bet your neighbor doesn't, you know, they might have an apple tree, like they might have a lemon tree.
Yeah, you want to have something a little bit different. But very often, because a fig is seen as a very exotic fruit, people imagine that they're difficult to grow. But that's not the case at all. They're incredibly adaptable, drought tolerant, and of course this is one of the best varieties for all states in the US, and you will get your own delicious fresh figs from the tree, vitamin rich, fiber rich as well, so good for you.
Absolutely.
And that flavor, I can imagine it just now.
Oh, I know, I'm remembering, I'm ready.
Yeah.
The only place you can get ripe figs is in those gourmet food stores. You just can't, I mean, they're just
And they're going to be quite expensive at the time as well, so why not grow your own, and you'll have plentiful crops through the summer as well.
I love it. Thank you so much. And your satisfaction is 100% guaranteed. You will be so satisfied. If you're wondering, read some of the reviews that we get from Meadow Valley customers. Absolutely love every single thing that you get from them and how easy they are, how the instructions are so easy to follow. Thank you so much, Michael, for just helping those of us who are a little bit plant challenged. We love that. All right, well, Guy's got some special plant items for us outside. Hey, Guy.
All right, thanks, Shannon. Hey, listen, for anybody out there right now that does not have a green thumb, you need to watch this next presentation, because Earthbox is going to change how you feel about growing a garden. I want you to look at this plant right here. Believe it or not, this was two little tomato plants, and I don't know how close you can get in here to look at the bunches of tomatoes. I don't want to pop them off, but if you can see where my hand is, look at those, are everywhere. This was two plants. The key to this whole thing is it started with an earth box, which is down there. What is an earth box? Well, an earth box essentially is a contained environment. It's something you control. Just like a farmer controls their land and how they till the soil, how they plant, how they control the moisture, that's the key to a healthy garden. If you live in an apartment or a home and you don't have a place to dig a garden, have an earth box. You can grow tomatoes and cabbages and vegetables and fruits. You can grow everything. We give you everything you need. All you do is add your plants and some potting soil and a little water, and we follow everything else right along. You get the fertilizer, the dolomite, the earth box, the watering system, the top, everything is included. No mistakes. It is so much fun to do. And I am telling you, the key to a successful garden is with this award-winning technology. My good buddy Peter Kilcullen is here. We had this on Friday. You saw it went crazy on Friday. Well, because a lot of people are in the same position like I am. Like, I can't go out and get a tract of land and grow a garden. But I can do an earth box.
Exactly,
and
anywhere.
It's the technology. And I think this is not just a box. Right. This is a whole system, right?
Yeah, exactly. Invented by a commercial tomato farmer. It's amazing. So you look at it and you think, well, I can get a box anywhere and then just plant in there. No, this is completely different. This really is science. So I'll get you a look in there. First off is we have this aeration screen right here. And then underneath that is your 3-gallon reservoir. And right here you have the watering tube. So that's one aspect that we're going to take out the guesswork. Right? That's the problem with trying to grow vegetables, trying to have success, is the guesswork. How much should I water? How much should I fertilize? All those things are completely eliminated. No more guesswork. We're going to make sure that you never over or underwater, that you never over or underfeed your plants. We're going to create the perfect environment, and it is so simple. To create this perfect environment, and then you're going to get really a tremendous yield. And the truth is, I've grown so many earth boxes, and I never attempted, I never wanted to dig in the soil and try to grow in the ground.
We're going to show you how to do it. But really quickly, though, can I show the cabbages?
Yeah.
I mean, when I look at this, these cabbages, is this one earth box?
Exactly. Oh,
what?
yeah.
Look at this. All right, to give you here's me. Look at these. These are all growing out of one earth box, and I mean, come on, look at that. Look at the flowers. Is that Swiss chard over there?
Chard. Yeah,
oh
greeny, leafy vegetables like that. I mean, it's amazing.
Lettuce.
If you wanted flowers spilling over, peppers and cucumbers and tomatoes. I mean, peppers, they're incredible at what you can do with peppers, and it's so simple. So we saw it real quick, but maybe we should show them exactly.
Let's show you.
Well, you're
what
getting everything.
Yeah.
I showed the aeration screen and that watering tube and the box. You have casters to put on here.
Right, there's wheels here, so you can wheel it around.
You can grow these in your garage. You could put it in your garage in the evening. You could wheel it out into your driveway right in the middle of the driveway.
Put it in the sun if you need sun.
That's it. Full sun's fine. You get your dolomite. You get your fertilizer. Enough fertilizer for the whole growing season, and then we have that cover that goes over it. That's all you need. You're going to love it. So here's all you have to add is choose your plants. There's a full planting guide that comes with it because it'll tell you how many different seedlings to use for different varieties of plants. And then you're going to add your potting mix. So remember, this is potting mix. It's a peat moss base because we're going to be able to have it just draw that water up from the reservoir so the plants get exactly what they need. We've already mixed in the dolomite. You saw that in the video, just mix in that dolomite. So then we've made a little trough right here, and then we're going to take our fertilizer. We give you all the fertilizer. This is a tremendous amount of fertilizer, but we're going to put it, not mix it in the soil, but we're going to put it in here because now the plants are going to be able to grab the fertilizer that they want. They're going to get the right amount.
And you put the whole thing in there.
Yeah, you put it all in there in that line just like that. And the planting guide is going to tell you where to position it for different types of plants. And then we're just going to cover it up just like that. So now we're ready to go. We've got our watering tube in there. So now this is something that I think surprises people. We're going to put the cover on. I'm going to put this cover on there. It goes over that watering tube. And then I go this way. Put that around there. So depending upon the plants that you have, you are now going to cut holes in the cover, which we've already done. So I'm going to cut that hole in there, and I'm just going to make a little space for my seedlings. We're going to plant tomato plants. So you're going to see how that tomato plant you showed earlier, how it started. So look at this. This is our little seedling. That giant tomato plant with all those tomatoes, this is how it started. Now, when you're putting them in, you say, well, why don't I put 6 tomato plants in there? Because this is science, they have developed it perfectly that they know that by having just 2 plants, this amount of fertilizer with the water, that is going to be the perfect environment. So the 2 plants are going to grow up bigger and yield more.
That's all you need.
Right, much more than if you put 7 plants in here. Then they all wouldn't grow up to their full potential.
There's enough within these 2 plants to create all those tomatoes.
Pounds and pounds of tomatoes.
I think we plant more because we think we have to because they don't grow well. And, and that's exactly what happens.
But if you could get maximum yield just from these 2 plants, honestly, you will be blown away. You put these 2 plants in there, and now they're ready to go. Now you're thinking, well, what do I do about water, and why do I have this cover on? One of the things that can really harm your plants, what if we get a very rainy season? Then you have standing water on those plants. It's never good. What if it's too dry and we don't have enough water? You're never going to have those problems. We're never going to have to worry about weeding. We're not going to worry about as much with the bugs. We've got your watering tube right there, and then I want you to see that we have an overfill. So this is why we can take the guesswork out. So I'll start adding to our 3-gallon reservoir. And if I fill this up with water until the water comes out of our overflow, can you see it there?
You're done, right? Yeah,
there it comes out. Yeah.
So that's
now
enough water.
It's spilling out of the overflow. So now I know the reservoir is full. Now the plants will water themselves. They're going to go down. The peat moss is going to absorb that water. They're going to water themselves. So now we've created that perfect environment. They're going to be perfectly watered. And with the reservoir, when they're this small, you can go a few days and not have to worry about it. But I will say, when you have those giant plants and all those tomatoes are drinking up that water, you just need to keep that reservoir full, and you cannot go wrong. It is amazing.
So when you look at what we just did here, okay, you saw the 2 plants?
Yep.
Now this is it. We'll show you one more time, and then we're going to walk over there. So this is the before, all right? Let's walk over, Pete, and this is the after. And this is from 2 plants. And if you can come in, I like to kind of move it a little bit to show you that it's on wheels and we can move it to give you sort of an idea of the dimension. Look at all the clusters.
It's incredible. And you can get different varieties of tomatoes. You can do 60, 70, 90 days and get these kind of results. But what I want everyone to see is down the bottom, you're seeing all those mature tomatoes and ready to go. But all the buds and all the small tomatoes up top, there are so many more to come. You can do this. You know where this has been? Guy, we just roll it right off the set right here, and it just sits right here.
Sits out here.
And we just make sure it's watered. That's all we have to do.
Hey, Pete.
Anyone can do this.
Swing it around, because there's some tomatoes on the back that I want to show everybody. Just, you know, the red ripe ones? Yeah, just turn it around on its side. Because you can move it around.
Right on the corner.
Look. Can you see what's in there?
I mean, it's incredible.
Are you kidding me? Look at these.
Everyone can do this, group after group and cluster, and there's a couple more underneath here. But then even the smaller clusters that are happening up here, you're going to have fresh tomatoes for all your dishes and all your cooking, but you don't have to do anything. What if you want to grow an herb box? This is unbelievable. Guy, you've seen the herb boxes before.
Right.
Honestly, it's overwhelming, the yield that you get from those herbs. But look at this, all we're doing, here's the dolomite. You put your potting mix in there. That dolomite's gonna improve that soil so you even have more success. You just mix that in. You put the soil on top, you make that little trough for your fertilizer. Right. Make sure all that fertilizer goes in that one spot. We're gonna cover it up. What we're doing there is creating a little mound, a little dome that even, again, helps that. You've seen that on the farmers, the commercial farmers. They grow with that gradient farming. And there you can see we add the plants. You make sure that you keep water in that reservoir, and you are set to go. It is so simple to get success.
Let's talk about the features. So this has been tested. You have to understand, the guy that created it was a commercial tomato farmer, okay? So it's vital that he figures out how to grow the most amount of tomatoes with the effort that he puts into it. So you take professional gardening techniques and you build them into a small, controlled environment.
Absolutely.
So you've controlled the amount of sunshine with this box. You've controlled the fertilizer, the conditioning of the soil. You've controlled the watering. You've controlled the spacing. You can move this wherever you need to move it. It answers every possible question you could have for something not growing. This fixes.
Right, exactly. And once you get this, honestly, put it together, follow those planting instructions. It'll take you about 15 to 20 minutes to put this together.
Wow.
And just put it out in the sun. Because it's interesting that I was surprised how you could just roll this out into the middle of your driveway, even here in Florida where we have the intense sun, especially even with those tomato plants, and get great success because of the environment that we're creating in this earth box. It is so unbelievably simple. But this isn't even an ordinary yield. Remember, you're going to get a tremendous yield. I have seen examples, and I've grown myself. Did I tell you when I grew a papaya tree? Someone gave it to me, a papaya tree, and it was very tiny in the earth box. It grew to about 5 or 6 feet tall. It yielded 14 huge papayas on this thing. And these are things that, can you imagine if I said I was going to grow a papaya plant in the backyard? I could never do it. But in the earth box, creating this perfect environment is so easy. And we're taking all the hard work and then all the guesswork out of being successful. You don't have to have the space. You don't have to have the time, the ability, the knowledge. You don't have to have any of that if you have the earth box.
You know, one of the keys to this, Peter, that I think people have a hard time with is how to feed and fertilize. They don't know what to do. They don't know what to buy. They're afraid to ask the garden guy because how does he know? Everything is done ahead of time. So rather than give you fertilizer, or rather than give you soil, which you can get for $4 a bag, which doesn't matter, we give you the expensive stuff, which is the fertilizer, and we give you enough for the container so you can't make that mistake, because Peter knows better than anybody because he's grown a lot of this stuff for years. You can easily burn out a plant by too much fertilizer. Easily. You can kill it.
Exactly. It's something that I don't have great knowledge with at all, but I had the knowledge with the earth box that I need to put that fertilizer right where I put it. Actually, it's right here, and then I'm done.
And it draws from that as it needs it.
Right, so the plants are able to go over to the fertilizer, down to the water, without us having to guess, did I give them enough? Do they have enough water? I think watering is so difficult. Should I give them a little more? Oh, it looks dry. Has it rained? I don't know. Here, you don't have to worry about that. If it rains, we have the cover on there so the water's not going to stand on those plants. You're going to always have success with this. Did we show the peppers, Guy? And I was thinking if you wanted to,
and then the cabbages. Look at that cabbage plant in the front. I mean, you can come right in on one of these cabbages, and then we'll show that, because I'm not sure. There's my hand, and you see that cabbage inside there? Look at how healthy these plants, and they're all you know, it's so neat because you're not used to seeing cabbages like anywhere. You see them in a store, and you don't realize how they grow.
But they're so simple to grow that you would do it again and again. And I saw these peppers, and I was trying, Guy, it's going to be so hard for the camera to see, but look at the backside of these peppers. How many would you say are there?
Here, we can flip it around, right?
I mean, both sides are just
Are we showing
covered.
it? We're going to show it. There we go. That's good. Now watch, and then we'll come in close.
Can you see in there, Guy? I mean, peppers is another one. Bell peppers and hot peppers and sweet peppers. You can grow these, honestly, Guy, with no effort whatsoever.
I know.
All right, I'm going to, can you see all of them in there? Should I pull one of these off?
Yeah, go ahead. You got 1,000 of them in there. You can pull one out.
There's hundreds.
Look at the size of them.
I'm not even picking the largest one. But, I mean, that's what you're dealing with in there. They are absolutely unbelievable.
Oh my gosh.
Again, when you do peppers, you're going to take tomatoes, we do 2. With peppers, and it's in the planting guide, you're going to do 6 seedlings.
Okay.
You plant the 6 seedlings.
Because that's the amount of fertilizer you get.
Right. The fertilizer goes down the middle rather than on the side. It's just the way it's designed. Because remember, this is science, so we know exactly how to do it. I mean,
I don't know if it's a hot one, so I don't know if I should take a bite out of it.
So I think those are banana peppers, aren't they?
They're sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean, they're
gosh.
Peppers, if you love peppers, I would recommend that. Hey, God, do you remember when we actually did a salsa box?
Yeah.
Where you can grow your tomato, one tomato plant, you can grow peppers, and you can grow your, I'm trying, cilantro.
We did basil, all kinds of things,
in a single box. There's so many different things you can do.
All right, grab this while you can. You're going to love it. It's only $54.95.
So easy.
It's the key to a great garden is having an earth box. Good job, B.
Thanks, it was fun.
Thanks so much.
Appreciate it.